All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and immense glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Racha, HaKwadash. Double honors to all my elders. All right, a great millstone, and to the elder apostles, and peace and citation. All right, to the hopeful members of the elect. All right, the rest of the prophets. Okay, the sincere believers, of the house of David, that's been preordained, predestined from the foundation of the beginning to get delivered and to be the ruling governing body of the nation of Yasha'Allah for eternity. Okay, I just wanted to bring this article out, man. Salaki, I'm watching the brothers right now. All right, I'm out and about. Okay, but this is from Smart News. All right, the app, cool app to get all these news information, alternative news as well. But this is from Market Watch, and it says, Putin says, I hope that no one dares to cross the red line in respect to Russia in State of the Nation speech. Right, it says Putin's State of the Nation speech, I'm skipping down, comes amid a new surge in tensions with the West, that's America, over the border with Ukraine and a hunger strike by jailed Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny. Okay, because it says in his speech, Putin also spoke of Russia's moves to modernize its nuclear arsenal and said the military would continue to build more state-of-the-art hypersonic missiles and other new weapons. And man, so many scriptures come to my head, all right, just by reading that alone. Okay, but Russia ain't playing. Okay, they flexing, man. All right, and they're because they're all, wait till this fucking madness pass, man. But anyways, though, Russia is one of the main contenders, all right, of the downfall of America, okay, in World War III, I should say, because Russia is gonna turn their ICBM missiles and nuke this place, man, all right, along with all of America's so-called allies, the NATO, EU. It's funny because the NATO was created to stand against the USSR, which was Russia, formerly. All right, and guess what? I gotta get that real quick. The Lord is turning them back. All right, I'm just gonna read the first part. It says, Ezekiel 38 verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. So Gog, the land of Magog, being Russia, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, over there like Armenia, Turkey, the Asia Minor. All right, and say, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks inside jaws. I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. And hey, man, them Russians are training hard, all right? They are training hard out there, okay? With military advanced equipment. All right, if you look at them Russian soldiers, they are militarily advanced from head to toe, all right? With bulletproof suits, all right, tanks, missiles, okay, and ICBM missiles. And it says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. So Persia is now known today as Iran, all right, because I believe that name was changed in somewhere in the 1930s, I believe 1937. Okay, and all these are allies with Russia. Okay, it says Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togomar of the north quarters, and all his bands and many people with thee. Right, and just so happened Biden put sanctions on Russia, like Russia's gonna buy by them sanctions. No, Russia's a powerhouse as well. All right, those are a different breed of Edomites, man. They're warriors. They are warriors, man. Okay. So, call Allah Yahweh Bashimashah. We're in some exciting times. All right. Let me get Joel chapter 3, verse 9. And it says, Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Now, a plowshare and pruning hooks, okay, those are agricultural devices. So it's basically saying, put down, invest more money into your military might instead of your own economy. Because we are in a time of, really, if you think about it, hey, we're actually in a Cold War. All right? This is actually a Cold War 2.0. All right? If you have eyes to see, it just hasn't been announced yet. All right? You people need to really wake up and see. All right? Okay, I'm going to get, what was the other scripture? Isaiah 54. 54 verse 16. Behold, I have created a smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. The smith, the modern day smith, are these nuclear scientists. It says that bloweth the coals in the fire, that bring forth an instrument for his work. All right, the waster to destroy basically is ICBM missiles. All right, that's what this scripture is talking about. So the Lord put in these minds of these nuclear scientists to learn how to split the atom so they can therefore create an ICBM missile, which will be used in World War III. All right, let's go back to the article now. I'm pumped up, man. Hell yeah. You know, we one step closer, man, to going home. All right. It says the warning during Putin's annual State of the Nation address came amid a massive Russian military buildup near Ukraine, where ceasefire violations in the 7-year conflict between Russia-backed separatists and Ukrainian forces have escalated in recent weeks. The United States and its allies have urged the Kremlin to pull the troops back. But America can be in Iraq, Afghanistan, and blow up whole villages and people's homes, man. All right? The audacity, the nerve, the hypocrisy of you devils. All right? The Lord's about to cause all out hell to break loose, man. It says, I hope that no one dares to cross the red line in respect to Russia, and we will determine where it is in each specific case. Putin said, those who organize any provocations threatening our core security interests will regret their deeds more than they regretted anything for a long time. That's war. Okay? I think I skipped something. It says President Vladimir Putin on Wednesday sternly warned the West against encroaching further on Russia's security interests, saying Moscow's response will be quick and tough. So if America does anything, all right, we're going to respond quick and tough. What does that mean? All right? That's war. And make the culprits feel that's right, feel bitterly sorry for their action, because America is a culprit. All right, but that's war, in other words. Okay, and like I said, those Russian troops, they are militarily advanced. They don't train for no reason. Over there in the Brit code, all right, the Spetsnaz, all right. Hey, man, you seen these movies, these video games, all right? The Russians are a different breed. You know, in the world, I had a Russian friend. All right, well, he was from Ukraine, but I believe his father was in the Russian military. You know, and they are a different breed. All right, and you have a lot of our people over there as well. Okay. Let me keep reading, all right? Let's just get more out of this. It says Moscow has rejected Ukrainian and Western concerns about the troop buildup, saying it doesn't threaten anyone that Russia is free to deploy its forces on its territory. But the Kremlin has also has warned Ukraine against trying to use force to retake control of the rebel-held east, saying Russia could be forced to intervene to protect civilians in the region, right? And if you know any history, you'll know that Ukraine was part of Russia, okay, until they got their own independence. But they were once part of Russia, all right? They're the same people. It says, we really don't want to burn the bridges, Putin said. But if some mistake our good intentions for indifference or weakness and tend to burn or even blow up those bridges themselves, Russia's response will be asymmetrical, quick, and tough. As Putin spoke, a wave of protests started rolling across Russia's far east in support of imprisoned opposition leader Alexei Navalny, the politician who is Putin's most persistent critic and was poisoned with a chemical nerve agent last year, started a hunger strike 3 weeks ago to protest what he said was inadequate medical treatment and officials' refusal to allow his doctor to visit him. Navalny's treatment and deteriorating condition has caused international outrage and prompted his allies to call the nationwide protests. Police detained several Navalny associates in Moscow and moved to disperse unauthorized demonstrations across Russia, arresting scores. Okay, hold on for a second. Let me just move this. All right. It says, in his speech, Putin pointed to Russia's moves to modernize its nuclear arsenal. All right, WW3, verse 9. And said the military would continue to build more state-of-the-art hypersonic missiles and other new weapons. Right. Hey, that's why the scriptures say that this place, America, will be utterly burned in 1 hour. Okay, you can foresee it because now he has state-of-the-art hypersonic missiles, which all the missiles before had the capability of reaching America approximately 25 minutes or less. All right, but now he's creating state-of-the-art hypersonic missiles and other new weapons. And it says he added that the development of the nuclear-armed Poseidon underwater drone and the Burevestnik nuclear power cruise missiles is continuing successfully. Right, man? So they have submarines, you know, undetected, probably close to the shores of America. All right. So you're seeing the buildup and the climax of World War III. Okay. This is beautiful, man. All right. This is, man. This is an apparent reference to the U.S. and its allies. The Russian leader denounced those who impose unlawful, politically motivated economic sanctions and crude attempts to enforce its will on others. He said Russia has shown restraint and often refrained from responding to openly boorish actions by others. The Biden administration last week imposed new sanctions on Russia for interfering in the 2020 U.S. presidential election for involvement in the solar wind hack of federal agencies. Activities Moscow has denied. The U.S. ordered 10 Russian diplomats expelled. Right, and that was right after Biden put sanctions on America. Put sanctions on Russia. So, the Russians retaliated. All right, the U.S. ordered 10 Russian diplomats expelled. Well, the Russians did the same thing. All right, they expelled U.S. diplomats. All right, and that's big because the whole point of a diplomat is a representative of that nation. You know, let's talk about it. There ain't no talking no more. All right, there ain't no talking. You know, there's no more. What's the word? I can't find it. But it's no more it's no more diplomatic to a way to go about it no more. All right. It says targeted dozens of companies and individuals, imposed new curbs on Russia's ability to borrow money. Russia retaliated by ordering 2 U.S. diplomats to leave, blacklisting 8 current and former U.S. officials, and tightening requirements for U.S. embassy operations. It says Russia has its own interests, which we will defend in line with the international law, Putin said during Wednesday's address. If somebody refuses to understand this obvious thing, is reluctant to conduct a dialogue, and chooses a selfish and arrogant tone, Russia will always find a way to defend its position. Right? So basically, Russia is flexing. They're telling, like, look, if you interfere with what we got going on, there's gonna be some casualties. All right, physical casualties. We ain't playing. All right. So hey man, this is the builder, man. Call Yahweh by Shimel Shai. I want to keep reading, man. This is getting juicy. It says, in emotional outbursts, Putin chastised the West for acquiring a defiant stance toward Russia. Some countries have developed a nasty habit of bullying Russia for any reason or without any reason at all. It has become a new sport, he said. That is true, you know. In an apparent reference to the U.S. allies, he compared them to Tabaqui, a cowardly golden jackal, kowtowing to Shere Khan, the tiger, and Rudyard Kipling's Jungle Book. They howled to please their lord, he said. Russia this week engaged in a tense tug-of-war with the Czech Republic following Prague's move to expel 18 Russian diplomats over a massive Czech ammunition depot explosion in 2014. Moscow has dismissed the Czech accusations of its involvement in the blast as absurd and retaliated by expelling 20 Czech diplomats. Putin also harshly criticized the West for failing to condemn what he described as a botched coup attempt and a failed plot to assassinate Belarus President Alexander Lukashenko, allegedly involving a blockade of the country's capital, power cuts, and cyber attacks. Belarusian and Russian security agencies arrested the alleged coup plotters in Moscow earlier this month. You know, that's all I'm gonna read. All right. Hey, so beautiful, man. All right, stages are being set up, and just so happened, I got something else. I might do a video on this, but hey, what do you know? It says where's that damn article at? Oh yeah, protests after North Carolina. I'll get into that next video, but look, protests are happening all over again, you know. And call Yahweh by Shimel Shai. So Lord willing, this is edifying, you know. Until next time, Shalom.